Welcome to your second field readiness exam. This field readiness exam will test your skills with control flow, loops, and built-in functions such as the range function in Python. Let's commence a quick overview of the exam. Here we are at the notebook for your second field readiness exam. Let's quickly go over the tasks. Your first task is to use a for loop and indexing to print out only the words that start with an S in the sentence. And the sentence is right here: secret agents are super good at staying hidden. Notice how this S is capitalized and other S's are not. So given this string, your code should be able to print something that looks like this: secret, super, and staying. Task number 2 is to use the same string, however now use a for loop that only prints out the words with an even number of characters. So inside of this for loop, you'll have to have some sort of check that the length of each word is even, and if it is, then go ahead and print it out. Task number 3 is to use a list comprehension to create a list of every first letter in this string. So at the end of the day, you should be able to create a list that looks something like this. Notice how each of these characters is the first character in each of these words. Task number 4 is to use list comprehension to create a list of all the even numbers from 0 to 10. The next task is to use the range function to create a list of all the even numbers from 0 to 10. So notice the difference here. The first one is using list comprehension. The second one, you're going to need to be able to learn how to transform the range function or cast the range function into creating the same sort of list. Task number 6 is to create a for loop that uses the random library to create a list of 10 random numbers. So I've already imported random for you here. Go ahead and use it to try to create a list that is just a bunch of random numbers. Obviously your results won't be the same as shown here. Use list comprehension and the random library to create a list of 10 random numbers. So now it's a similar task, except you have to use list comprehension. Previously you had to use a for loop. Task number 8 is to create a while loop that will ask the user to input an even number, and it's going to keep repeating the request until an even integer is provided. Now you should only expect integers to be passed in if the user provides a string or something else that can't be transformed with an integer with the int function. Then the loop is just going to break with an error. Again, the important things to keep in mind here when working with while loops and the input function is that it's very easy to get stuck in an infinite loop as you're beginning to iterate on your code. If you ever get stuck, then you're going to see this in cell right here get stuck with an in asterisk. And if that happens, go ahead and click on kernel and then hit restart. All right, best of luck, recruit, and we'll see you at the next lesson where we'll go over the solutions.